we just checked the video of Farrakhan on the Breakfast Club, and we were talking about, you know, all the different lecture circuit, and I was asking Mental Rumta, and then I'll give my take as well.
Well, I was also looking at it. Like, I think sometimes, you know, it seems like we touch on things that is really, well, real debate, real go back and forth, yet the real issues are not really addressed. They're stated, but they're not addressed. And like I always say, there's a difference between a state and an address. You ask where your friend lives, and they give you the state, or they give you the state, that doesn't really help.
Exactly.
But if they give you the address, they address the issue, or they give you the address of it, then you can get right to it.
Exactly.
So a lot of times we'll talk long around about and then never really get to the solution. The solution is real estate. The solution is property. There's ownership. The solution is, even with the Moors, we talk about Moors, but it's sovereignty, it's ownership, reclaiming yours, what is yours, and not continuously buying into the system.
My take is like, on the occult side of it, it's like, you know, it's the state of mind, you know. Once we tap into the state of mind, then the state of land, you know, unfolds as well. I think something that I've noticed recently is that, like, for instance, reading a book or having a conversation, it's like learning something and interactive learning of something are two different things. I notice for me, like, when I'm engaged in the prana while reading or intaking knowledge, it becomes more of an interactive discussion. It's not just a discussion, it becomes a journey. You know? It's like, I think it's important in getting into the state of mind as we're building, you know? Because it's deeper than just these words. And like when you speak about the language should take us deeper. It should spiral us deeper into ourselves. And like make the conversation a meditation that becomes basically a Merkava, a spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, that's why we say it too. Like, even when you say, looking at the words, looking at the language age, coming out of that language age into the awakening and becoming stronger, coming into your comfort zone, not coming out of your comfort zone, because that's their stupidity again, trying to trick us into coming out of our comfort zone, because comfort means together strong. So why would you ever want to come out of that zone? Because they want you separated. They want you divided so that they can conquer you. They don't want you together, because they know that when you're together, you're strong. So with that language age, we eliminated it. And like you said, the occult side of it, occult is op for occupational, which means work. Like you're saying, you're working it, you're putting in the works, you're putting in the exercise, the practice of it. So the occupational, and then of course cult. And then of course cult. When you get into cult, you get into culture. So occupational culture, where you're working and living your culture, you're constantly into your culture. So that's that.
And I think through our united mind, it's like we create the environment through the expression of our minds, you know. And that's like, and through those words and thought vibrations, it's like we manifest our environment, you know. So it's more powerful as a unit together. You know, so
and that's ultimately you cannot disagree with that, because I mean even Dr. York, he said that in Holy Tablets, it says freedom requires a free mind. So it's like if we don't free our minds, then we'll never lose that entrapment that they keep placing for us, those traps they keep setting for us. And again, those traps a lot of times are in the language, and we don't see it. That's why they say it takes a village to raise a family. But then somebody should have been like, hey, well, where is it at? Let's go get it, and let's go take our villages back, because we don't have our villages, and it took our village. We missed it, because that's why our children are lost. That's why our adults are lost. That's why our families are lost, because it keeps taking our villages, destroying our communities, our like let's say our common unity. So, that
and that's something that's one farm I have with like Nation of Islam. At all the festivals, what we're doing is selling bean pies that are packed with eggs and sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no health conscious to go with, it. Then, the mind is controlled through the intake. So,
yeah, the dietary intake and the dietary intake. It's all inclusive. That's why.
So the talk is just gonna be talk. If we're feeding you this and we're saying this, then it's like something.
Just keep calm in that. I said I said keep calm and be in a comatose state. They want to keep you in a comatose state, keep you calm, so you won't fight, you won't raise up and take the initiative to make a difference. And I think that's what I got from us when we were all the time on the songs and different things, because that's needed. Because our children are getting, it is taking our children, it is taking our village, and now our children are out there and they're being indoctrinated by things that we don't even advocate. It's like, but every day we have to. It's almost like we have to turn them over to that, because that's entertainment. But once we start doing what we come together to do, then we create the entertainment, or as some people say, edutainment. Like, I think a while ago, like in early 2000 something, people were posting, MySpace, people were posting, Disney's racist, they racist, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, so what? They're supposed to be racist. Because they're supposed to make movies for their children. So why would you think they would want to make movies for their children and have their children looking up to somebody other than themselves? So of course they're going to make Hercules. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think, like Dr. York said, he said, you have a flutist. Person plays a flute, they're a flutist. A person who plays the piano, they're called a pianist. A person that plays a guitar, they're called a guitarist. So therefore, a person who is playing their race, they would be considered racist. But it doesn't mean that the flute player hates the piano player. Can't stand the piano player. No, the piano player and the flutist, they come together and make music together and harmony. Yet they do specialize in this. This is what they specialize in. They know this. They know that instrument. They master it. And they constantly practicing, rehearsing, and doing all kinds of things to make that their speciality. They specialize in this. We don't specialize in our race. They flip the script and make you think it's bad for you to specialize in your race. but then we walk around not knowing us, not knowing what makes us work, what makes us tick. We just walk around with an instrument and don't even know how to use the instrument, don't even know how to play it, but we call ourselves this. There's culture and everything. It's not, that's why I don't hate Disney. I applaud Disney. You know, they come out with good stuff. Yet it's time for us to do the same. I mean, we have to do the same.
Truth resonates. You know, there's a resonance to truth. So through being a receptor of truth and like being tuned in, then there can be a resonance, which through studying what resonance can do, then you can figure out like where it can lead you. You know what I'm saying? Like just through satsang,
Everything has tone.
Yeah, exactly. So
knowing those tones and knowing those vibrations, you know how to create great things. Because it's like even in that, it's like you notice when people speak on a regular, it's like have a good day, you know, good morning, good night, good, everything is good. But it's like when we form things, we can start forming things to a point where, because I asked my son today, I was like, how's your contact with my daughter, you know, and he said she's good. I said, oh, what's wrong with her? He's like, huh? I said, what's wrong with her? What's wrong? She's not happy, she's sad, she's not feeling well. He's like, no, she's fine. I said, well, you said she's good. He's like, yeah. I said, so then what's the problem? If she's good, then she's not great. So then what is the reason she's not great? And then of course he caught on, and I'm like, that's our reality. We don't realize everything's good. Like good, yeah, good. You know, when will things be great? It's like when things on a regular, on the norm, you bid people have a good night, you know. Why not have a great night? It's like you literally don't want them to have a great time.
Exactly.
You know, have a good time. Have a good time.
Because like to tap into the channel, maybe you have to put aside everything.
Well, I mean,
you have to forget race. You have to forget
that's
everything.
But see,
you know, and that's a part of ego.
But no, I say the only reason why I say no is because it's nature. Nature has created these things, these elements, for a reason. It's just like you said, it's resonance. It's resonance. It's a certain type of resonance. What I'm saying is we're not obedient to that resonance.
I guess I'm saying when you clear your mind,
right? You're
not even thinking about anything. You're not even thinking about your race.
Sounds good. And everything has a purpose. And we say pure pose. Everything has a pure pose, a pure position. So in that pure position, you find where you belong, right? Everything has a pure pose. So like the fan, it's like you're hot, you want coolness. Water, you're thirsty, you want drink. So everything has a place, everything has a purpose. Because then what happens is when you do go to that realm, even when you say, okay, well, I don't care about race, I don't care about this, I don't care about that, what happens is, like we were saying earlier, on another realm, it may not be about gender. It may not be about race. It may not be about that. Yet on this realm, it is about that. And it's about that for a reason. But it's basically saying that it's about mental transmutation, using the higher laws against the lower laws. It is not presumptuous denial. There's one way of saying ego, so ego that you're still in denial that your race has a purpose. You just, oh, we black,
black man was here first. Oh, we gods. We this, we that. Oh, we God. Then I'm black. The black man, the white man is the devil.
But what is the purpose of this ranting? So it's not presumptuous denial. It's not to deny either way it goes.
Because maybe to step into the light body, you have to let stuff go.
Right. But then, and
you know what I'm saying? And if you're taking it to that place.
Exactly. So now when you let those things go, you still have to know that can you ever, this is really just, I guess, all inclusive. Can you let go of everything? Is there a state of nothingness? Scientists have never found the state of nothingness. Because once they find it, what is it? It's no longer nothing. It's just something now. You can't find nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't find nothing. Once you find nothing, it has now become something. So maybe
they call it vacuum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So therefore, once they call it something, it's something.
It's something. Right.
Right.
So I mean, you have to be careful what you're, labeling.
Right. Right. It's because on the other side of hydrogen, that's what was at that point before they got there. It was considered nothingness. It was considered spiritual. But once you go on the other side of hydrogen, you find out that hydrogen is made up. The lightest atom is made up of. So then right. So therefore, what we're looking for does not exist in our mind. We're trying to make it so that it can make sense to us. That's why I'm saying just be obedient.
Though I'm saying maybe that's where you tap to find that grace in that channel.
No, I
you know what I'm saying, that point of total life,
right?
Body. You know what I'm saying?
Where you're not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not bound by race. I'm not saying bind myself with race. I'm not bound by certain type of,
not the extreme of
right. It's overstanding. Everything has a purpose. Right, everything has a purpose.
Really, there is no race.
Right, there is no up, down, back, front. These are all terms that we have created in this vacuum to navigate. Yet in navigation, you have to now acknowledge, okay, person, places, and things.
Distinguish.
Right. Person, places, and things. Like the master teacher said, he said, you can't think outside of person, places, and things right now. It's not that you can't ever, yet right now, think of something outside of person, places, and things. When you start doing that, now you've stepped outside of three-dimensional into now fourth-dimensional and beyond.